Good afternoon. This is Kyle Hunsinger, and you're watching the Prize Podcast, where we talk about how sports and the Christian worldview intersect one another. Thank you for joining in on the show this afternoon. If you're listening this morning or you're listening to tonight, I just want to say thank you for joining in on the show. If you would like to email me, you can email me at pursuetheprize at gmail.com. I will get that branding up for you so that you have that up on your feed. Uh, so it should be coming up on your feed. If it doesn't, I apologize for that, but it's pursuetheprize at gmail.com, or you can follow me on X, KMoneyDH. That's K at KMoneyDH. So again, thank you for joining the show today. I want to talk about today about the Olympics and really focus in on that for this short episode today. But before I do that, I want another reminder. If you're listening to this on a Thursday afternoon, a couple things. Number one, the basketball game is about to take place with USA Basketball. That's going to be really awesome. They are playing Serbia again, so they're going to play them again. They've already beat Serbia twice. They beat them by a pretty good margin the first time. Second time, destroyed them. So, with that being said, it'll be really interesting to see how they do the third time. Will the third time be the time where they can say, "Hey, we did it. We are we're the ones that are going to make sure that Serbia knows, hey, uh, we're the ones that have this." So hopefully they let them know that and they make that very clear to them. Um, so if they win this game, this is a semifinal game, then they will go to the finals, and that will be on Saturday at 3 o'clock, around 3:30, and that will be the championship game for the gold medal. So we're hoping that USA Basketball continues their streak. They are undefeated, and they've done really well. Hopefully, they continue their reign of terror. Also, in between the Olympics, until I get to my main story that I want to get to that relates to the Christian worldview and what we believe as Christians, um, want to remind you some NFL news. The Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots, they play tonight in a preseason game at 7 o'clock tonight. That will be on the NFL Network. I'm hoping to see some of the play of possibly Drake May and Jacoby Brissett. We'll see if they get to get some reps in tonight. It'll be at New England, so we'll see if that all plays out. And then the other thing will be with the Panthers. Will Bryce Young get a start? Will he be able to get some reps in? Or will they continue this whole trajectory like they've been doing in the preseason of being pretty vanilla and how they're doing some things? I'm assuming that probably as we get closer to the end of the season or the end of the preseason and we get closer to the season, you're going to see more of the starters getting reps. Now, story of today that I think is very important for us to go back to, and a lot of you already know this, is Noah Lyles. What a miraculous story with him winning the 100 meters. Uh, I thought it was incredible just to see the replay again. Happened a couple days ago on August the 4th. Uh, the dude, I mean, like inches, just basically put his head forward and got it. Not even seconds. I think it was like point zero something. I mean, it was crazy to see that. But one of the things that I loved the most was what he said at the end of his whole entire thing when he won. He said, number one, what I thought was really hilarious was he made the comment, "World champions." When these NBA people, when they say world champions, they're not world champions. Who are they champions of? Just the United States? He's like, "These are the world champions." And dude, I agree with him so much. Now, I will say the NBA is the best of the best. So when they win it, they win from the best of the best. That's my opinion. And I believe the NBA has gotten more international with the players, but obviously far away from what they could be. But definitely a lot more ahead than the NFL. But obviously nowhere near like soccer being international in its sphere of influence. But Noah Lyles gives that, and then he gives one of the cool quotes. I can't quote everything, all of it on there. Um, but basically, what he said, and this is my paraphrase, he's like, "I've had asthma. I wasn't supposed to be here. Um, you know, depression, anxiety, all these different things that he has battled with, all these insufficiencies, but yet he was used in the moment and through hard work and all of the support and the training, that weakness was used as a strength and he's with a gold medal, which is incredible to think in that way. And when I think about that, I'm reminded of how many times as Christians we make excuses, right? Oh man, I can't do that because I just don't have that gifting. When I was first talking about ministry and someone said, "Man, you should be a preacher, you should be preaching." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I want to go into physical therapy. I want to do that." But yet the Lord was using it as a way of showing me, okay, you can do this. You're not going to do it based off because you think you're good enough. It's because I'm going to use you. And that reminds me totally of the story that I'm going through in my study this week with Moses and the burning bush. Do you remember his conversation? Like, he is like, "Here I am, Lord." Just like all the other prophets and all the other big time players from the Old Testament, Abraham, Samuel, all these people. Moses has the same reaction response. But then at the end of it, he's like, "Send someone else." He's like, "I don't want to do this. I do not want to go to Pharaoh and help deliver my people out of Egypt because I don't feel like I'm qualified." But think about all the comments that God makes to him. Every comment. Moses is like, who am I? And then God's like, "I will be with you. I will dwell with you." He didn't even answer his comment because God's like, "I know you're insufficient, but yet I'm going to be with you because I will be your sufficiency." Well, what about if they ask for your name? "I am, and I will be." Don't put me in a box, Moses. Don't limit me. I will be whatever I want to be and whatever I need to be for my people. And it's not like he was saying, "Oh, I like need you and you're going to, I'm going to mold myself to you." No, he's like, "I'm unchangeable. I'm eternal. I am God, and I'm the same God with the same covenant that I've always kept, and I'm delivering it to the people, and I am going to deliver you. I am the self-existent God, and I know exactly what I'm doing." That is what God is communicating to him. "I can't speak. I'll give you a voice. I'm gonna give you a mouth. Uh, I, I'm the Lord that created your mouth. You don't think I can't do anything about that?" And then even just the whole aspect of, what if they don't believe me? "Look at your hand." Moses ain't got anything in his hand, but God gives him the power. He hands him a staff. He gives them the ability to take water out of the Nile and it turns into blood. He takes his hand out of his cloak. He's got leprosy, basically showing that God's in control of creation. I'm in control of nature. I'm in control over people. And so let that be a reminder to you today as you're walking through today. You may think, "Man, I can't do this." And God's calling you to do it. Don't tell him no. You know, again, the old saying, we've heard all before. God calls the unqualified. It's not that he says, "Oh, look at the qualified and look how great they are. I'm gonna, put them on my side." He doesn't look at pick the kickball team and says, "All right, you're the best player, come on my team." More often than not, he picks the one that would be last first. And that's exactly what Jesus does for us. He uses us for his glory and his church for his glory. In our weakness, he is strong. Even John talks about, uh, you know, "I become less, he becomes more," from my paraphrase that I'm talking through. And so look at all your insufficiencies, list them, and then look at how God has used those to give himself glory and say, "I'll take that because I'm sufficient." That's what the Lord wants to do through you today. Thank you for joining in on the Prize Podcast Day. I am so appreciative of you being on the show. Again, if you want to know more about me or you would like to email me, pursuetheprize@gmail.com, or you can tweet me or message me, KMoneyDH. Thank you for joining in on the Prize Podcast, where we talk about how sports and the Christian worldview intersect one another. I'm Kyle Hunsinger, and we'll see you later.